Hi, today I'm going to show you how to solve a simple math word problem using Excel's built-in solver function. Let's say we have this word problem. It says the admission fee at a small fair is $1.50 for children and $4 for adults. On a certain day, 2,200 people entered the fair and $5,050 was collected. How many children and how many adults attended? Normally, by hand, this would be solved by what we call a system of equations. We'd set it up something like this. So if A represents the number of adults and C represents the number of children, then A plus C equals 2,200. And 4A plus 1.5C equals 5,050. So instead of solving it by hand, we can use Excel's built-in solver function. First, we need to make sure that solver has been added into our Excel. On Excel 2013, we do that by going to File, Options, at the bottom on the left. Then on this screen we go to add-ins, and we need to click on solver add-in, click go. We need to make sure that this solver add-in box here has been checked. So it's checked on this version, we're good to go. So hit OK. Now we need to pick a couple of cells to represent our adult population that went to the fair and our children. So let's pick B13 and B14. So I'm going to label them this way. A and C. A for adults and C for children. We're going to work with these two cells. So the next thing we do is we need to type in these equations by calling cell references. So we would say equals the cell that we're using for A, which is B13, plus the cell that we're using for C, which is B14. And same thing for this cell, we'll say this equals 4 times B13 plus 1.5 times B14. And we want to make sure that these are equal, like that. So now that we're set up like this, let's go to solver. If you go to the data tab, it should be found on the far right. So here we click solver and we get this screen, the solver parameters. So we want to make sure the set objective box here is clear. We want to maximize, and we want to change our variable cells. So we decided that these are B13 and B14. So we click this little box right here on the right of variable cells, and we'll highlight those two boxes, B13 and B14. Now we want to subject these to what we call constraints, and that's what we're equal to. Sorry, we want to clear that box. So we want to add some new constraints. So we want to say these two cells that we typed our equations into, we want to highlight those now, make sure they're equal to, and for our constraints we want to make sure that we highlight these other two cells where we typed in our values, and we click OK. Alright, now we hit solve and hit OK, and sure enough, solver ran and gave us the right answer that day, that there were 700 adults and 1,500 children at the fair. So that's a quick overview on how to use solver to solve a system of equations or a simple math word problem, and thank you for